Mike de Decker muss ran gegen Deutschlands Nummer 1. 20 Jahre ist der Junge, er hat ein tolles Wochenende in Frankfurt hingelegt beim World Cup of Darts. Er hat unter anderem Raymond van Barneveld bezwingen können. In der Weltrangliste steht er derzeit auf Platz Nummer 42. Schön, dass er es hier ins Hauptfeld geschafft hat. Der Maximizer Max Hopp!
Two more games left in the afternoon session of the Happy Bet European Darts Match Play. Andy Jenkins, Rocky, will be slugging it out with Captain Jimi Hendrix in the final game of the afternoon. We've got a couple of young guns on stage right now. The Maximizer, Max Hopp, the top man in Germany, the great hope for German darts, taking on Mike de Decker, one of the army of Belgian dart players around. The real deal. A man who has threatened a couple of times this year to go on a run, still playing development tour and still doing very successfully on the development tour. Not quite as successfully as young Dimitri Vandenberg, his compatriot, but still regularly making the latter stages of tournaments. Which one of these two will book their place in the second round to face Michael Smith, the number 13 seed and our most recent winner on the Euro Tour, of course the champion in Gibraltar? I'm going to find out over the next potentially 11 legs. I'm Dan Dawson. Rob Malarkey has joined me in the commentary box for this one.
First leg, Mike to throw first. Game on!
Well, there was an absolute surge of people towards the walk-on runway after Marco Cantelli sealed the win against Alcinas with that last dart, all clamouring to get a view of their number one hero, the World Cup hero from last weekend, and you feel that if last weekend's World Cup exploits can inspire Max Hopp to emulate last year's run to the quarterfinals here in Hamburg, then it could well be a very special weekend indeed for him. Raymond van Barneveld 4-3 in that 2-1 defeat by the Netherlands in Frankfurt. And then just going back to that quarter-final performance in Hamburg last year, he beat Ian White, Terry Jenkins, and then lost 6-4 to Peter Wright. It was a great campaign for Max Hopp, and it was just another illustration of what he can achieve, and he certainly provided us with many of those over the last 12 months or so. But work to do here, and De Decker will not be an easy obstacle to negotiate. The real deal, a terrific young talent.
Absolutely perfect from Mike de Decker. 177 to leave tops, but he couldn't, could he? Well, he could. Still could. He has! Explosive start to this one for the top player in Germany, Hamburg, on their feet for the Maximizer with a maximum checkout.
Well, when I said this could be a special occasion, I didn't really have that in mind, I've got to say. Absolutely brilliant from Max Hopp. Mike de Decker did perfection in the setup just to put the pressure on, and that's exactly what it was. It was just pressure, there was nothing more, because Max Hopp returns and takes out the 170, and he must still have something coursing through his veins from last weekend in Frankfurt. That feel-good factor is clearly there still.
Hopefully so. Max, I spoke to him earlier on. He said, look, I've been playing well this year. I've not been getting the results. He said that it was simultaneously his best year. He believes he's played his best stuff, but the results haven't come. It's his best year and his worst year. He hasn't got the results that he's got in previous years. And he said, you know, I know it's only halfway through the year, but time can run out on you. And every interview he's getting asked on German TV, and Dutch TV is always, are you going to be at the World Championship? It's touch and go right now. You might not make it, you might make it. That's his number one goal. Of course it is. It's everybody's goal they want to be at the World Championship. There are plenty of other big tournaments that Max will want to be at as well. And the European Championship is obviously a huge target. He knows he's got pressure. He's defending this quarter-final from last year in the Pro Tour. That's 60 points on the floor, unfortunately, for him. And after that magical 170 checkout in the very opening leg to break, it looks like Max Hopp is in danger of being broken straight back. But there is a lot of pressure, and we've spoken about this before. Max Hopp is carrying German darts on his shoulders, and he needs other players like Martin Schindler and the rest of the German darting community to step up and stand up and be counted as well. There is
Martin Schindler, and the fact that he's been knocked out as well. I mean, he was leading in his match against Andy Hamilton before. The fact he's been knocked out as well just applies a bit more pressure on the shoulders of Max Hopp this weekend. Hopp looking at 101 here.
Max require 101.
To consolidate that break of throw in the first leg. Let's see what he can do here. 81 away. Oh, lovely, absolutely lovely. Double 12. Oh, he cannot put a foot wrong at the moment.
Well, Max Hopp, back-to-back ton-plus checkouts. One of them a 170. Absolutely brutal finishing from the Maximizer.
And you mentioned that line of questioning about whether he'll make it to the World Championship and this, that and the other. Recently he missed one of the Players' Championship events in Milton Keynes, didn't he? Yeah. And he alluded to the fact that he can't afford to make mistakes like that. He admitted he took a gamble by trying to squeeze in a flight on the Saturday morning, and he just said, lesson learned. Yeah. I won't do that again, because that was, you know, potentially, when it gets to the end of the year, that could prove costly. Who knows?
I also understand that Max has been suffering a bit of an injury problem with his back that might require a little bit of time off, even if it's 2-3 weeks. That could mean that he misses out on a Pro Tour weekend somewhere. He didn't want to miss the World Cup of Darts, obviously, and made quarter-finals. So right decision as Mike De Decker fires in a 180. And finally, Mike De Decker is down to a finish, which he can take out, and Max Hopp is not on an enormous one that he can gazump him with. So the third time of asking, Mike De Decker is going to actually get a go at a double, you would think.
You would think, yeah.
Oh, well, he's hit the 45. He wanted the 30. So, 17 left? Yeah. Glad we're on the same page.
65.
There we go. So he's going to come back and look at double 8. But to be honest, anything Max Hopp hits to leave a finish puts some pressure on, because he's not missing it.
Could be quite a manageable target as well. 1, 2, 4 away. Well, there's certainly pressure on this now. But you wouldn't know it. De Decker takes out double 8, and we are at 2-1. Just around that missed flight to England as well for the Milton Keynes Players' Championship. I think I'm right in saying that he's been knocked out in the first round of his last 3 Pro Tour events as well. So the missed flight certainly didn't help. It was a chance to make good what has been going wrong of late.
It's one of those things as well. Max, I spoke to him about that weekend in Milton Keynes, and he said, look, you know, that was a mistake. He'd done an exhibition on the Friday, tried to squeeze it in and fly on the Saturday, technical problems with the plane, and he couldn't get there in time. But he was there for the Sunday, and who does he draw on the Sunday? First round. Oh, maximum. That's his first. Oh, might be one right back at him. Ooh, very nearly. Yeah, who did he draw first round? Rob Cross, who then went on to win the title. And he gave him a game, did Max. He said he played really, really well. Missed a dart for a 4-2 lead, I think, and ended up losing 6-4. But he just feels that that's the way his luck has been going so far this year. And something has got to change if he keeps on playing like this. I mean, if he plays like this, he's going to do very well. 104 average. I mean, that is largely down to his finishing, be it 100%. He's taken out 2 ton plus, including a 170. He couldn't do this because he loves a 161. Well, he's not going to do it.
97.
But leaves 64.
Yeah, Peter Wright beat Darryl Gurney in the first final that weekend in Milton Keynes. But as you say, it was the worst possible draw, given the way that Rob Cross has been playing. Rob Cross had just reached another Euro Tour quarter-final in Gibraltar the week before as well. So his confidence was sky high, as it has been for much of 2017.
Double of 16.
32.
Well, De Decker on 165, and even in a game of massive checkouts, that is not going to be one of them.
And that's treble 7 as well. 84 away.
61. Action required, 32.
Not a treble 20, I thought it was a treble 20 with that second bat. My eyes deceived me. Anyway, Max Hopp here looking at double 8s.
16.
Quite some way off that last dart. Don't know if it caught a flight or if it's just poorly thrown, but Mike De Decker to give Hopp a taste of his own medicine here.
Perhaps so.
Not going to happen.
68. Max requires 16.
Well, Max can't afford any more slip-ups here. Hopping over to the other side of the board. That's some way inside. Double 2.
14.
And all of a sudden, Max is looking a little bit nervy here.
Require 36.
The two camps there sat with each other. Team Hopp, Team De Decker. And it looks like Team De Decker might be the happiest campers in a moment.
I think so.
Shown the full flag. Mike De Decker.
And, well, you could almost hear a pin drop as that double 18 was taken out. And Max Hopp, having established a 2-leg lead, is all of a sudden back on level terms at 2 apiece, and De Decker is very much involved here as well.
Yeah, that leg, seeing the averages, absolutely plummets.
60.
Well, Hopp is playing in his third Euro Tour event of this year. He qualified for 6 in 2016. Lost to Gerwin Price in the second round in Jena, and then lost in the second round in Sindelfingen to Kim Huybrechts. So 2 tough second round encounters. Give him his due there.
100.
Did make the last 32 of a Pro Tour event in Milton Keynes earlier this year. Lost to Cristo Reyes eventually in that one after beating Stephen Bunting. But of late he's not really had a great deal of joy on the Pro Tour, but you just feel that World Cup performance last weekend might just have given him something, but he still needs to back it up here.
Yeah, he and Martin Schindler did set a target of the quarterfinals for the World Cup. Knocked out Northern Ireland and then saw off Brazil to reach the quarterfinal stage. And as we've already mentioned, that game against Holland, I mean, it really could have gone either way. Schindler 2-0 up on MVG. Hopp managing to beat Raymond van Barneveld in his singles match. But unfortunately, if he goes down to the doubles and you play in the Netherlands, they are absolutely monstrous at the format. The pair of them, Raymond van Barneveld and Micah van Gerwen, I think they've got the top 5 doubles averages in history at that tournament. So they just seem to have a knack of turning it on when they need to in those doubles games.
Yeah. Well, it might not be too long before Mike De Decker's playing World Cup darts for Belgium.
There's a few, aren't there? We've got Dimitri, Huybrechts brothers, Mike De Decker, Kenny Nyans is
on stage
Belgian.
later.
He'll be playing later
Against Stephen Bunting. What a game that'll be. Not an easy one for Bunting. Nyans once again making a big impression on the development tour this year. 4th in the standings at this moment in time. De Decker looking at double 8 to turn this match around to 3-2. And that's just inside the wire. And again, Hamburg is silenced by the Belgian youngster. The man who reached his first Pro Tour quarter-final at the end of April at Players' Championship 9. Lost to Robert Thornton that day. Beat Darryl Gurney that weekend as well.
Well, Hopp has gone rather alarmingly off the boil after that electric start in the opening couple of legs. But you have to say, De Decker has still been pretty solid, even though the average has come down from that 105 it was early doors. It's still around about the 94, 95 mark for De Decker. It's solid stuff from him. 3 out of 5 on his doubles. That's enough to worry most players, particularly on these opening days before the seeded players come in. That is enough, usually, to be there or thereabout. And we've seen Krzysztof Ratajski lose with a 96 average earlier on, but Peter Hudson looked great with a 96 average. Justin Pipe was phenomenal with his 98.
Yeah.
response this from Hopp, though.
Got to the stage now where he's greeting ton 40s with a bit of gusto. But De Decker
100.
with a chance here of another break. He's down to a finish first on the Hopp throw. Needs to back up that 140 with something significant here, does Hopp.
100.
Okay.
Mike, you require 121.
Very gettable. That is absolutely perfect. This is absolutely wonderful from De Decker.
93.
But he can't find the double 14.
104.
It's another ton plus. Took out 170. Took out 101. Could be about to take out 104. Double 16. Oh, not far away.
Mike, you require 28.
Well, the problem now with double 7, if he comes inside, he's gone completely the other way. Still one dart in hand, and it's another break, and De Decker gives the crowd a little bit of their own medicine.
7th leg, Mike to throw first.
Cupping the ears
Game on.
and establishing a 4-2 lead, and he absolutely loved that, De Decker.
He's shown a lot of guts, a lot of character, Mike De Decker. It's one of the hazards of the job. You're playing one of the German players in Germany with these big
78.
crowds. You are going to have to put up with a pretty hostile crowd, particularly when it's the darling of German darts that is Max Hopp.
The trouble now is if Hopp fights back and gets back to 4-4, the crowd will just turn it back on him with a little bit more.
Well, look, it's how you deal with it, isn't it? We've seen some players fall apart, but Mike De Decker doesn't appear to be doing it. 177, his second one of those in this match. Remember Brian Woods earlier this year, just
60.
disintegrating on stage as he couldn't deal with the crowd. But De Decker is doing anything but. Ultimately, if you throw good darts,
134.
that will shut them up.
Yeah, he's living up to his nickname here. Hopp needs to find something, and he needs to find it fast as well. This could be another visit without a significant treble.
60. Mike, you require 112.
Max Hopp demonstrating that stubbornness on the treble 20, which, De Decker's got no choice here. He has to go for the treble 20. And I think he's got it. He has. Double 16. Fantastic stuff. Mike De Decker, 12 darter, a 5th leg on the spin.
Yep, it's all gone a little bit flat here in Hamburg, and Max Hopp is really up against it now. And once again, he can't find the treble, and De Decker ain't in the mood to hang around at the moment.
Yeah.
A 1-1-2 checkout.
100.
Backing up all his previous good work. He almost had a 1-2-1 checkout in the previous leg as well, missing double 14.
Well, look at that. 100 average, 110 for the first 9. It is pretty decent stuff from Mike De Decker. He's hitting half his darts at double as well. And that's the sort of level he's been playing at for most of this game. It started off high, it did dip a little bit below that, but it's been relatively consistent from Mike De Decker, whereas Hopp, having started like a train, tailing off significantly, and as you can hear, the 170 and the 101 coming in the first 2 legs, but Mike De Decker finishing this game much more strongly. That 112 coming in the last leg.
Yeah.
The pro-Hopp chants have become fewer and further between. A few isolated voices here and there, just half-hearted,
Has
insipid.
45.
far too soon. The 170 checkout was a false dawn, or could well prove to be a false dawn. De Decker has a slight cushion here on the Hopp throw. Another visit of 60 here will leave De Decker well and truly in control, you feel. At last he's found a treble. And he's found another. Maybe too little too late here for Max Hopp. Especially if De Decker can rattle in a big score here. There's lots of room for one more. Should he stay up there? I think he will. Yep.
140. Max requires
Leaves himself a
158.
ton for the match. Hopper's taken out a couple of ton plus. He's not going to take out the 158. And Mike De Decker can get the job done in 2 darts here. He was 2-0 down
Mike, you require
to a
100.
rampant Max Hopp in front of a passionate German crowd. But tops, ooh, not quite.
40.
Oh, and that hurts him as well.
Max to require 130.
So a glimmer here for Max.
Only needs the one treble for this, Max Hopp.
Didn't get it there. But he's found the treble 17 to leave double 18.
77. Mike, you require 60.
20 for tops for a 6th consecutive leg against the top man in Germany, and for a place in round 2.
40.
Ooh.
Thank you, ladies and gents. Best of order, please.
May have been a factor there for Michael Decker.
36.
And Hopp has another opportunity to get another leg on the board. Can't afford any more slip-ups here. Oh, well, that's some way. Well, double 16 instead. And he's actually
18.
hit double 7 instead. And that just sums up his afternoon so far, doesn't it?
It really does. Look, Max Hopp today, he has started like a Metallica gig, and he has ended like a regional Heart FM breakfast show. It has been weak in the closing stages of this one after an absolute rock star effort early doors. He has still got a chance of grabbing a leg here because De Decker continues to mismatch darts.
Oh, you can just see the tension. It's absolutely tangible because
Mike, you require 4.
just isn't looking like a player with any conviction whatsoever. De Decker then double 2. Madhouse.
Game shot. And
But he's not there long.
Mike De Decker.
And Mike De Decker has completed a fantastic turnaround. Max Hopp out of the blocks like lightning with that 170 checkout. The 101 checkout followed suit as well to make it 2-0. De Decker looked to be in a spot of bother, but that was a very stylish and a very accomplished fight back by the young Belgian. The real deal, certainly looking the real deal in that one. And Max Hopp, a bit of disappointment after the highs of Frankfurt last weekend. It's a low on the European Tour on his return to the big stage here in Hamburg. A quarter-finalist here 12 months ago, not so this time around. De Decker goes through to face Michael Smith in round 2 tomorrow. Final match of the afternoon session on the way, Jenkins against Jimi Hendrix.
The crowd were going like boo, boo, boo when I was on a double, and yeah, you have to get over it, and that's what I did on the finish line.
So you heard that? Is it still in your mind then?
Yeah, because it's the first time ever I played in Germany against a German player, so it's something new, and I have to get over it, and I did it today, but we'll see what happens next.
Average was okay, or was good, 98 around that.
It's all right, yeah.
And the checkout percentage was much higher in compared to Max. Yeah, I think so. The checkout percentage of 14 or something like that. His double treble, I think, helped sometimes. Huh?
It does, yeah, it helps.
It's good to have you here, Mike. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow again.
Thank you.
Mike De Decker, the real deal.